This is an interesting story. Back when my driver's license said male, now it says female, so it's obvious now, but it wasn't back then. Everything was still there. Guys always hit on me when they figured it out. They wanted to go out with me when they found out I was more girly than boy-y. They, even the women were interested in me. Now, I was in West Virginia, and they were giving me a hard time. I was in West Virginia, and they were giving me a hard time. And they were picking on me. And one day, the guy, he came down and talked to me. He said, "What are you doing over here?" They heard stuff and everything else because rumors were going around that were not true. And I told him I work here. I deliver between here and San Diego, or here in Grand Junction. And I said, "Well, can I buy you guys lunch?" He goes, "You want to buy me lunch?" "No, I want to buy your whole crew lunch. How many burgers am I going to eat?" He said, 15. Okay. When I come back, guys, I'm going to give you your burgers. You're going to buy us lunch? And he said, "Yeah, why not? There's nothing better to do. Besides, I could talk to you then." He goes, "You could talk to me now. Let me buy you lunch, I'll feel better." So I bought him lunch. And one of the guys wasn't there. He came back. He said, "Who bought your lunch?" He go, "Truck driver did." I said, "What?" "Yeah, that one?" "What is it?" "We don't know yet." So anyway, I come over there and I talk to the guy all the time. He come over and he bought me lunch a couple of times. Like, we started going out to breakfast and everything. And I started crying one day. And I told him what was going on with my family. And in fact, my British side of me and all that other stuff. And I just laid it out. And he said, "Dude, you have it rough." I said, "Yeah. I've been picked on a lot." He said, "Why did you want to buy me lunch?" I said, "Well, they usually make friends out of everybody. And I haven't done anything wrong. And if I never do anything wrong, I don't feel very good about it." So I was walking up there one day, and he let me walk up the ladder. So I walked up, went over there, and gave everybody their lunches, and went back down. And the guy was talking, and he goes, "What's she doing up here?" Oh, they figured out it was a girl. "She bought us all lunch." "Really? And you let her climb up here?" "Yeah, she's good." Not my problem if she falls. And anyway, the one guy was over there, and he goes, when we first figured it out, they were looking at me, he goes, What is it? What is it?" He goes, "It's a girl. Just look at her." He goes, "Just take a good look at her." And the guy stopped what he was doing. He looked at me, stared, his mouth dropped, and went, "Oh my God." I never had guy qualities. I always walked like a girl. I don't know why my parents named me Steven, but I see why they did. It is what it is. You don't have choices to make. We all go our own direction. We all go different directions and everything. I think Randy and I were destined because there's too much stuff in the way. There's no way that in the pattern that my life should have went, Randy should have been a part of it. I figured England would be more of a part of it than Randy would have. So today we're going to go to the store. I'm going to buy some more teas. I'm just going to fill my drawer with them and just not worry about it, but I only drink one a day. I didn't drink one yesterday because I thought I already did earlier. So I just didn't anyway. Make a long story short, I'm happy. I have a real estate agent. I'm not going to call him right now. I'm going to wait a couple of days, make sure they call me first, and then tell her what I want to do and talk to her. And they're busy. I mean, those tests are really easy to pass. I just passed the next course. I got 18% the first test. I got 53 the second test. And I thought, what is the most... I didn't even listen to the guy. I just ran through it and went straight to the test. The stuff you're supposed to read, I just mark it red. I realize that when I know the answers and everything else, I have a lot of real estate classes that I've been through, so I kind of pretty much have a good idea what the answers are even before I listen to the program. Corsica's not the first one. I have awesomely with the real estate. I had the real estate a little while ago that I took that I dropped because I didn't want to do it. Just like the attorney, I didn't want to do it, I dropped it. So I got into the Warrior Plus, but I still have all my programs. I just go in there, get them maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. I open up my programs so I have them all. I lost a couple of them. One of them, a few of them I quit. But Sina, she gives you a $1 start, a $3 start, and a $10 start. I'm going to give her another $13, and then I'm going to give her, I think I'm going to give her $50. And I'm going to send them a really nice, sweet letter. I say, you know, I love your guys' music. I'm a music girl, and you know, you guys know my story, but you guys are just, it really would have been fun to be part of it. I just couldn't do it. I ended up pregnant. So anyway, I can, you know, my songs, if you want to get into them and see what you like, you can use my voice in there if you want. Don't even really have to tell them who I am, but love you guys. Tell Diana I said hi. Miss her. That's what I'm going to tell them. My charger won't work on the inside. I threw out the charger. I've got Randy's charger that I'm using to charge my phones with. The other one's already charged. I figured out how to shut off that stupid clock. I'm happy 90% of the time. And people are starting to realize that my situation is real. It's not just a make-believe story I'm writing. And they also got to realize that when I write my stories, and they say, now I'm going to ask you which part of this story is not real when I do that. And I love living in Craig. I don't know why Randy wants to move. Well, yeah, I do. But he's got a bathroom over here. They take care of everything. We have plenty of room. He has plenty of money to do whatever he wants to. But when I start getting my money back, I'm going to buy houses. And I'm probably going to have Randy fix them up. Maybe Randy and Kenny fix them up. I don't know. If Kenny would be interested with a business with me like that. Let me tell you another story. I see that French poodle over there walking around. And I was out there in Kansas, headed east. I did your east to west one, then I did north to south. I ran my hours out, went to sleep, cried myself to sleep many nights. Candy and I weren't doing any good, and I knew the relationship was over. Now, this is sketchy for a girl to do, even with the driver. She ended up pregnant. And I wasn't that close to her. She had twins. And she kind of got big. I didn't say anything. I was sleeping in the garage. And she was inside. And the guy across the street asked me, he goes, "What happened to the twins?" I said, "What twins?" He said, "Candy had twins." I said, "No, she didn't." I said, "She would have at least told me." So she had completely destroyed our marriage through drugs, drinking, and then cheating on me. So I started sleeping in the garage. I made a nice little room out there and everything else. And then I just left. I told my parents what was going on. So anyway, I never got to see the twins. Kids weren't mine anyway, so it didn't matter. And I left. I don't know. The kids came out okay. I don't even talk to them. I just decided as a bridge I just didn't want to go across again. It was too hard. Yeah, I went out and I saw them one time a while back. And they were doing okay. I don't know. It's just one of those things that never thought we'd go our separate ways. So there's this French poodle at the park, and what started this story. And I go, "Here, puppy." I got down on my hands and knees and started. I was like, "Come here, puppy." And the dog just ran up to me and started licking me in the face and everything, just like he knew me. He goes, "She's a rescue dog. How did you do that?" I said, "Do what?" I kind of wish I didn't, but she goes, "She hates everybody." So I got her going. During my divorce. And I got cussed out after she signed the paperwork. I went and took it to court. And there's a clause in my trust that says Candy Pruitt and the kids cannot get into this. Ever. And it really hurt my mom. My dad, saw it coming. He didn't know what was going on. They blamed me for it. The church blamed me for it. I finally went over to the pastor, and he said, "Wrote it down." I said, "Oh, did you come to confess?" I said, "First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, you don't know what I went through. Third of all, Candy is a compulsive liar. I have proof on everything. You know she had twins with somebody else. You know she was doing meth. You know she was an alcoholic. Well, I didn't see those signs any of because she drank at night. I slept in the garage the last 6 months." His mouth just dropped. "Well, why didn't you come bring this out when we were sitting together?" Because one, I knew it wouldn't have done any good. Two, she was hooked on the stuff we're reading about what people do wrong and everything, trying to make herself look good in front of her church and her parents. Like I said, she's very, very good at hiding everything. And that business that she has plenty of money. She doesn't need my money. So, anyway, I told him, I said, "I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back to the church. I don't like you guys, and you guys should have seen it yourselves. Now, when you go back and look, and I know you're going to do it, you're a pastor, you care about people, thank you, you're going to realize everything I said is true. There's always clues in what she's doing." And he got a hold of me again. He goes, "I want to talk to you." Because I want to talk to you now. He said, "You don't have to if you don't want to." I said, "Yeah, I'd like to see you again." Yeah, I came up and I gave him a hug. I started crying. He goes, "How the hell did you stand all that from her and not get with me earlier? Because I would have known it wouldn't have done any good." He said, I still believe. I believe Christ taught us how to love. I believe God is the universe, and the universe is listening. As far as God as a person, I don't think so. I think we have people that are just miracle workers. and I left the church. Flirted with the Mormons a little bit. That didn't work out either. But I miss my friend Yancey. I sit here like this when I'm in a kind of an upset mood. I got everything going for me. I'm going to sell my house. We're going to start a real estate business. I'm going to get my broker's license here in a little while. I'm going to get my YouTube monetization in a little while. I'm going to get my Rainmaker stuff going in a little while. I mean, I wrote them a couple of letters, and they're like, wow, we love you. You got this. So I'm going to do that, and it's a lot of fun. I stay busy. And I realized when I lose chess, I've got too many things open. When I close all my other stuff that I'm working on and play chess, I'm very, very hard to beat. And it's fun again. I don't care if my score is 800, 900. I know it's going to go up. It doesn't really matter. The people, when I make good news stuff, they look at my score and go, what is that all about? I know the game. And it's still a fun pastime. I still hike. I still walk in the winter. I'm wearing warm clothes right now so I could go out hiking if I wanted to. And Randy and I are having a good time. The hospital, about the baby. When this kid's ready to come out, I start having a hard time with it. That doctor is the best doctor for me, and I'll tell you why. He's going to realize I was right, I'm different, and he could help me. And they're not going to do anything to hurt me. I'm not worried about it anymore. I'm not worried about going over there anymore. If they arrest me, they're going to realize they're wrong. Maybe they figured me out, that I'm the good girl. But I figured that's the best place for me. Unless I go down to Colorado and go underground. Yeah, I could still get down there. They'll probably offer me a job. I'm happy here. I love the park. I love the people. Even the ones that pick on me, I make friends with. I'm thinking about when I go down and have the baby to give him a donation. And I'm going to ask Raiden, and I'm going to tell him what I think. And he's going to look at me and smile. And I'm going to say, well, I'm thinking about making a donation, but I'm not going to go down there. When the kid comes, I want that doctor to help me. Yeah, I'm going to tell him next month. He's going to be shocked. He's going to say, what brought this on? A lot of complication, a lot of thought from things that happened over in the past. And why, it's not his fault. It's mine. My parents should have raised me as Stephen. They should have raised me as Stephanie. But, I can't do anything with that. I still would have had my royalty. I would have been a queen. But I run these subjects through and everything else, and I run these stories through, and I don't worry about what position they're in, where they're at. I sing when I sing songs and stuff. I don't care where they're at. I don't care where they are going through and everything else. I just run them through because they're good material. I haven't done anything to get booted, and I'm sure I'm going to monitorize. And I am going to finish narrating my ChatGPT, but I'm going to do it quietly. Anyway. To make a long story short, we're all supposed to love each other. I eventually am going to change my name to Sara Lee. And I tell everybody to call me Sarah. They do. Or Mrs. Piggy. Oh, when I called the Veterans Administration yesterday, I had that guy laughing so hard. I said, oh, by the way, it's Mrs. Piggy. I said, okay, ma'am. He said, you want to hear a funny story? I told him about being Mrs. Pee-Pee. And blankety blank. I had that guy laughing so hard. Eric Burns was supposed to be my real estate guy, but it came to Bridget Rentie, Rentie, Bridget. So I'm going to call her later on today. Probably after I get up and talk to her and ask her what she wants to do and everything else, how she wants to do it. And ask her to get a set of keys for me, because I don't have any keys to the house, and I should. And there should be a no, I think the motorhome went to Lee's house. I'm sure Erica and Lee love the motorhome. That's probably the first thing I'm going to buy is another motorhome. Something we could take the cats out with. Keep some in, keep some out. I'm not mad at Blackie anymore. I really mad at her last night. I said, come in when you want to come in. I don't care. I'll take care of you. Right now, I'm mad at you. I told her I was mad at her. It's a he. So, life is good. And I always wonder what would have happened if I was been down in the fallout shelter. You know, if I would have been in the fallout shelter, I might have ended up with ties with Russia. And if I went down there and talked to Putin, maybe I could convince him not to do this. Remember, I was a diplomat. And it wasn't easy, but it was kind of, I was roped into it. Well, guys, I'm going to record some of this, these clouds out here and stuff.